just because you see a dog panic doesn't mean it's in distress.
Okay, it's 90 degrees. I think a lot of people would disagree with you too, but that's fine.
They can disagree all
Are
they
we done?
want. Yeah.
Have a good one.
New details on a viral incident that involved a dog left in a hot truck in Cornelius and a woman stepping in more than a month after the incident. Cornelius Police Department leaders tell Queen City News the responding officer who you just saw there on video was reprimanded for how he handled the call. The viral video showed an officer scolding the woman who called 911 to report a dog being left in that hot truck. Now, the woman then opened the truck door to give the dog water and air. Officials now say the way the call was handled is not consistent with the way officers treat the public or the core values of the agency. In fact, the officer was suspended without pay from his duties as a canine handler. The dog's owner was not charged, and we're told the investigation into the matter is now over.
Joining us again is our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. Okay, we heard he just got suspended without pay, stripped of the canine duties. So this is more than just a slap on the wrist, Khalif. What does this tell us about how serious that police departments treat this type of misconduct?
What I can tell you is that we followed this when it first happened, and I am extremely for transparency. I am for accountability. In my day-to-day operations as a criminal defense attorney, I watch a lot of body cam footage. I listen to a lot of 911 tapes. What I can say is if this officer's conduct was misconduct, if that's how we're categorizing it, I got a boatload of stuff to show folks that I think goes over this, probably hands over fist. It's this. I looked at this tape probably 20 million times, and I didn't see anything that I thought was misconduct. They did their own investigation. Let's look at what they said on here. The owner of the car gets off at 2:03, goes into the restaurant at 2:05. His son comes out of the restaurant and walks out, walks the dog, gives the dog water, puts the dog back in the car. Dog is in the car for 3 minutes. 3 minutes is what the report says. The woman calls the police. The dog is in the car for 3 minutes. During that time, she calls the police. The guy comes out 5 minutes after this. So the dog is in the car for 5 to 8 minutes maybe, because I'm not sure if they're saying 5 minutes total, but the guy comes back out. So the dog was out there for 5 to 8 minutes, and she entered this guy's vehicle, and they proceed to have an altercation, and then the officer gets there and updates her on how you shouldn't go to people's property. He wasn't demeaning. He didn't cuss her out. He didn't detain her. He didn't put her in handcuffs. Most of these incidents where a person is talking to an officer like the way she was, frustrated, upset that he wasn't taking action, the officer would say, hey, I'm going to detain you while I investigate. That didn't even happen. I didn't see anything that was out of line for this individual officer to now lose pay, to lose his ability to do what he seemed to be doing right, because this woman was offended when he was giving her the update that you should not trespass on another person's property. So to me, even though I appreciate their report, I appreciate them going back and doing an investigation. At the end of an investigation, when we have outrage because of viral videos, because they said they found out about this by a viral video, I think we don't want to have rush to judgment to folks where if you, I don't know any other way they wanted him to handle this. The ladies just didn't agree with what he was saying.
I should also note that the woman is going to be given an award by PETA. I want to get to this because there are no legal protections for citizens there and no Good Samaritan law. So technically what the woman did was against the law. She could have been charged. Right, Khalif?
I don't think she could have been charged. The only charge would have been breaking and entering a motor vehicle, and you have to have the intent to commit a larceny therein. She didn't have that. That's why she wasn't charged. But she did trespass on the property of another, his vehicle. But typically, that's when the vehicle will be in your. I mean, it's a blurred line. All I can say is. The larger charge would have been larceny, breaking and entering into a motor vehicle. I mean, I represent clients like that all day. Their thought process is I'm trying to take a phone or something in the car.
Right.
The secondary effect is what we're trying to protect. That guy coming out of the restaurant, I see somebody jumping into my car. I have a right as a citizen to protect my property. So if I see you in my car, there is 100% backing, case law, Supreme Court case, to say I can tackle you, shoot you, take you down right there because you're trying to take my property.
And he would have been protected.
1,000%. That's why I would say that this is wrong, because this individual was right in his response. She was wrong for going in this property. Yes, right for calling the police. Let the officer get there and talk to that man. So I don't understand the message that it sends down this officer. And I'm obviously, as a criminal defense attorney, not the guy saying, hey, man, I want officers to be able to go do everything they want to do. But in this situation, when I reviewed this, I thought he handled this the best way that you can in a situation that seemed to be out of control for this person going onto another person's property. That woman, for sure, was frustrated. He maintained his calmness, said, hey, you just don't agree with what I'm saying. Thank you. Have a nice day. She said, are we done here? He said, yeah, you can see they didn't agree with each other, but he wasn't demeaning. I mean, I watched 4 videos yesterday where an officer told my guy to shut up. I promise you that officer's not going to get demoted. He's not going to be placed on probation. He's not, and this person
not going to lose pay.
And this person wasn't a charge with a crime. This person called 911 that I'm talking about. So I've seen the situations totally go a different way. And when they do an investigation, nothing like this comes out. I think the emotional response from the public, because A, there was a dog connected to it, and it was instant outrage. I think that's why we had a quick rush to judgment.
Well, and I want to get to that, Khalif, because I'm not defending her at all. We were going through the timeline of the son coming out, taking the dog out. When she shows up, I mean, think about it. If I showed up, if I'm her, I'm not defending her.
Yeah.
How do I know the dog's been in there 5 minutes or 45 minutes? I have no idea. So that's part of that. So there is that. But the chief is even saying, I'm sorry, ma'am, we are going to update our training policy. I'm sure the officer's thinking, I did everything right. Why are we updating training policy? Do you think it's because there's this pressure because of viral video? Had she never pulled out her phone,
yes,
would we even be talking about this?
Absolutely not. And the officer would have wrote it as a report, because they always have to have, anytime they have an interaction with the public, it wouldn't have been a police report, but it would have been an incident report. In an incident report, he would have said, lady, open door, fed dog, I told her not to do it, have a nice day. It only went there because it was on the video. And I would ask the question to the chief, how do you update what do you want them to do after this?
Real quickly, if we have about 30 seconds left, I do want to ask you, is there any recourse that the police officer can take saying this is completely unfair?
I mean, I can say this. I would want to have someone tell me why I'm losing my pay for doing what probably was in the manual to do. No one broke the law. I couldn't charge anyone. He didn't arrest anyone, detain anyone. He didn't, cuss at anyone, put anyone in handcuffs. I didn't see anything that he did that would have warranted that, unless there was video that we didn't see.
And his canine duties are stripped. This guy knows about relationships and how to take care of dogs.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, I think, but hey.
That's it. Well, there we go. That's on the record right there from Khalif. All right, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. Got a couple more topics next hour.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.